change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, that would have kept me from the one I had today. Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known, would have kept me from what I had today. Everywhere I could have ended up just like that broken road, with a dead end in my path. Thank the Lord that I've got more than that. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I won't forget the lessons that I don't deserve.
Oh, good morning. What you doing? This is 1100 WSGI. I'm Utah LaVern, and this is One Street Over. It's Friday, and I'm so excited about it. But, oh, my goodness, I got a busy weekend. We'll talk about some of the things that are going on around town. There's so much going on this weekend, but that's good. You got to get to the play. Robeson County players are going on. Of course, we'll talk about the pickleball thing going on. We got Autumn in the Briar happening this weekend. All kinds of sporting events. It is just crazy, fun, all kinds of stuff going on around Robeson County, and we're just going to talk about it all. This is Faith Friday, though, and we are a Christian broadcast facility, but we get real intentional here at 1100 WSGI and bring you some faith-based programming specifically on Friday. And my sweet friend, my former student, John Cohea, is with me this morning. I'm so excited you're here. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. And I told everybody at school, I said, John's coming in tomorrow. So I hope we'll, have some folks that'll check it out. We'll show them some excerpts from it. But we miss you at Greenbrier. My goodness. I know you're ready to be out of school, but, of course, you're ready to move on, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You look so much older to me. What in the world? I mean, I just saw you in this, right at the end of the school year, but my goodness, it looks like you've aged a lot this summer, bro. You turned into an adult, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are you up to?
I am just going to school and go to school.
Okay. But now tell me where you're going to school. Where are you studying? You told me, but why don't you tell the audience?
I am studying at Ball State Community College here in Springfield.
Isn't it neat that we have that campus here?
Yes,
ma'am. Oh, I love that. And you don't have classes today, so that's why we were able to get you in here today, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I think you told me your classes are what days?
Monday and Wednesday.
And Wednesday. What are you studying?
English reading.
Okay, because that was one thing. So are you interested in going into the kind of following a career with editing and writing and all of that with the English at all?
No,
What
ma'am.
do you want to do
I want to do
as far as a career?
math.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm surprised about that. Okay. See, I'm not a math teacher, so I didn't know that. So you excelled at math in high school?
Yes, ma'am.
Really? Oh, I did not know that. What was so you took everything you could take as far as what's your favorite math, what's your favorite math application? What do you like to work with the most?
Geometry.
Oh, see, I like geometry. Are you going to teach maybe?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Oh, you'd be a great teacher. So geometry, really? Okay. So, what are some things you can do with? Or so are you a math major?
I am not majoring now. I not made in my mind yet what
so
I want to do. Getting my feet wet.
You're just getting those feet wet. Yeah, just kind of getting those. Well, because you have those base courses that you got to get out of the way and all of those kinds of things. Well, that's cool. That is cool. So, did you have a busy summer?
Kinda. Yeah.
Did you go anywhere?
To the lake.
Oh, fun. Which one?
Cedar.
Cedar Hill?
No.
Oh. What town's it in? You remember? We're blank. That's okay. There's so many beautiful lakes around here because I'm from the Kentucky Lake region, right up in West Kentucky, and I love. There's Cedar Hill Lake, right?
Yeah.
And what is the one that's up there in Dale Hollow? Have you been to Dale Hollow?
Many times.
I love Dale Hollow. That place is just cool.
We went to Cedar Hill.
Cedar Hill? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, we've got some great spots around. Do y'all have a boat?
Yes,
You
but
do?
we didn't pull it out. We went camping with all of my dad's family.
How many people went? That sounds like a party.
9.
9 of you. How do my son's family does that. They travel together. How in the world do you decide what you're going to do with that many people? It's like, well, do you want to do this or do you want to do that, or do you just kind of all do your own thing?
We just put something and we all do it together.
Okay.
As a family.
Well, that's good. That's good. So you get along well. Did your uncle go with?
Yes, ma'am.
I love your uncle. He was so much fun yesterday. Thank you so much for telling me about him. Such an interesting guy.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, and so, let's kind of plug the pickleball thing. If you missed it yesterday, the Summer Crest, right? Summer Crest.
Summer Crest Tennis Club.
Okay. So tell them what's happening this weekend.
My uncle Danny Castro is opening a pickleball court at Summer Crest Tennis Club in Wichita, Tennessee, and the grand opening of the course is today at 11:30. Mm-hmm. And then tomorrow he have free play from 9 to 4.
I think that's right, yeah. And he's doing lessons. He's going to give you an introductory lesson at 10. So you can come by and anybody can come by and check it out and kind of see what it's all about. And I'm really intrigued about pickleball. I think I kind of want to try it. Have you tried it?
No.
Is that something you can do? I didn't know if that was something you felt like you could do or not, but
in my wheelchair, I can.
You can? Mm-hmm. Well, because I was wondering about that. Because there's a lot of Special Olympic things that you get to do. You've participated in Special Olympics, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So because you have certain things you can do. What is that favorite thing with Special Olympics that you've been able to do?
Bowling.
Bowling, cool. Okay, so yeah, I didn't know if pickleball would work with you or not, but you think with a wheelchair you might could?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I started to ask him about that. Have they ventured out and tried any special needs with the pickleball? Have you seen that anywhere?
No, ma'am.
I think you need to put a bug in his ear and say, to do that, Uncle. Right?
Yeah.
Give it a try. You just never know. It might work out great. I'm intrigued because, I've never been a racket sport person, but I've heard it would be really good to, as I get Well, I'm not. As I get older, I am old.
Yeah.
I am old. But as I continue to age, if I want to age well, I've got to find active things to do. And that would be a good one, I've heard. So I'm going to check it out. I was very interested. It was fascinating. So thank you. I told your uncle, I said, I'm going to have to let John just kind of help me find guests to come in here on the show and send me recommendations, because that was an excellent one, because that's at a community event. So for sure. Where do y'all live? Y'all live in Greenbrier because you came to Greenbrier.
No, I live in Benton Plains.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, how come you ended up at Greenbrier?
When I was 3 years old, I couldn't talk.
Okay.
I know sign language.
Okay. And so that's why you came to Greenbrier's, because they have some sign language there?
Yeah. And the special ed program.
Okay. Very good. So do not all the schools have special ed? I would assume they had to some degree, that, or maybe they just at that time that was the best fit for you.
Yes,
I gotcha. Very good. Well, that's cool. I love that you know sign language too. I think that's one. Do your folks do sign language?
Some.
So I need to learn it. I think it's interesting. I think it's just a fascinating. I can speak English and do nothing else. I'm one of those. But do you have any other language other than sign language and English?
No.
You haven't picked up any Spanish?
I took a Spanish class in high school.
And that was it?
Yeah.
You didn't retain it? I took it in college and I didn't hang on to it. I go to Mexico every year. I have so many Hispanic friends who harass me all the time because I do not know their language. I've got a lot of friends that speak other languages that get quite frustrated with me that I haven't learned any of their language. But, so does your uncle, what do they speak in Brazil?
Portuguese.
Portuguese. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's fascinating. He was interesting. He was really interesting.
Every summer his dad come up.
Okay.
And he only speaks Portuguese.
He only speaks Portuguese.
Yeah.
So Uncle Danny's held on to his first language?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's really cool. Does your aunt speak any Portuguese?
A little bit, not a lot.
Okay. That's fun. That's fun. Well, it's very interesting. John Cohea's got a very interesting family, and he's related to everybody, I'm finding out. I meet people, and they're like, oh, yeah, you had John on. He's my cousin, my this or my that. And that's hysterical. But now I wanted to, because this is a Faith Friday segment, I wanted to bring you in, and number one, I wanted to catch up and just let everybody know what's going on with you, because now that you're a graduate of Greenbrier High School and moving on with your adult life, I wanted to kind of get an update from you, and but I also wanted to challenge you to say, what are you doing in ministry? Because that's the calling of all of our lives right now. I'm going to do a spot first, but I want to just challenge you to, talk to me about what you're doing in ministry, because I know you're doing something, because I know that, you're part of a very active body of believers. Now, I've got a couple of things I want to cover. I'm looking for my poster about the play going on. Guys, do not want you to miss this play. This is A Midsummer Night's Dream. It is happening tonight and tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And then there's a matinee at 2 on Sunday. So I just want to put this up and remind you of this real quick. Don't forget to go to the play. Robertson County Players, we love them. This is all happening up at Innovation Academy. So if you have not gotten to the play yet, there is still time. I have not gotten there myself. I just have not had a free night, but I'm going to do my very best. Thinking I might be able to make it tomorrow night now. But it's A Midsummer Night's Dream, and it is happening at Innovation Academy tonight and tomorrow night at 7, 2 o'clock matinee on Sunday. I know they're going to do a beautiful job. I didn't know the story. Do you know this? I'm curious, John. Do you know the story of A Midsummer Night's Dream? Did you ever read it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, and it's really kind of funny because you hear about it because it's one of the classics, but in the same sense, I've not read a lot of William Shakespeare, I've read some, but this is one I kind of knew about, but I've never really ventured into it. So I had never really studied it, and I'm curious about it now, and I'd love to see it. What better way to see it than in a live production? So that would be a lot of fun, and they got it just sounds wonderful. It sounds wonderful and perfect for fall. get to A Midsummer Night's Dream with Robertson County players. So I want to plug that. But let's go ahead and let's talk about one of my sponsors. I want to talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Cannot say enough about them. I tell you that all the time. And we talk about how to get in touch with them. You can go to sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com. But one of the quickest and easy ways, they had sent me a link to some of their listings. And one I'm finding, the best way to find, rather than giving y'all a long link to look for, just Google Barry Richards, Exit Realty Garden Gate team. Google Rebecca Richards, Exit Realty Garden Gate team. You're going to have their pages pop up. On Barry's page, you're going to find all the links that they've got to, they've got a little blog that's got a few posts on there that talk specifically about some things you need. One of them says the things you need to not do to your home if you want it to keep its resale value. You can go scroll down the page. It'll say start your search here. You can pop in, your zip codes that you're looking for, and it'll help you with your search. We talk all the time about how that they specialize in Robertson County properties because they're from Cross Plains, have been there 27 plus years, but they also buy and sell in the surrounding counties across the state line in Kentucky. There's really nowhere that they can't go in this general area, and they want to help you out, and they're experts at what they do. Rebecca, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. Barry coming out of a marketing background, media marketing background for 17 years, full-time now with real estate. Just a great team. Barry has an office, if you have not heard, downtown here in Springfield. He is the Springfield broker. Rebecca is the broker up in White House, and they just want to talk to you. One thing that I noticed right away when I pulled them up online is they have a little historic tab. They've helped a lot of people find historic homes and historic properties and have dealt with a lot of them. So if that's the thing that you're looking for, reach out to them, and I guarantee you they're going to know everyone that's available and probably get a lead on a lot of them too. So reach out to them today, sellwithbecky.com, buy, B-U-Y, robertsoncounty.com, or just, get on the Google machine and Google Barry and Rebecca Richards with the Exit Realty Garden Gate team. And when you contact them, please let them know that U-Turn sent you. John Cohea is in the house. He was my student last year. Bless him. Anybody that had me as a teacher for the first year, I'm trying to learn. I tell you, I'm like drinking from a fire hose, John. Trying to learn all I need to learn. I've got so much. Well, you were in my business communications, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And so that was a class I was teaching while we were building the audio video program. I'm only teaching audio video stuff now, but I'm learning new technology, and it's just like, there's so much. But it's fun. I love it.
How is your classes this year?
I think they're going much better because I feel like a little bit more. Well, I went to some teaching training. And it helped me with my classroom control, because that's one thing that I got from folks last year constantly is you got to get control of your classroom, because I'd have people come in and I couldn't get them zeroed in. And so I don't know if you probably have seen this. One of the coolest things that I was taught as I have been going through these classes is the minute your kids come into the classroom, have something for them to do. And so I have up on the board, do now. And so when you come into my classroom now, you look up on the board, what's the do now, and you sit down and you do it now. You don't goof around, you don't mill about, you get on something, and it usually a lot of the times it's related specifically to what the content is. Sometimes it's just writing news copy, because I want to get them in the rhythm of writing and gathering news, because our goal, it's not our goal, it's where we're headed. We're going to be streaming news from that classroom, from that little studio. So they've got to get used to gathering it. So we do a lot of that, but that has helped me tremendously, just getting control that first minute when they come in. So it's better. It's better. Was I an okay teacher?
You were great.
What else is he going to say? He's sitting right here, right?
You were a great teacher.
Thank you so much. Well, I hate that I was only there your senior year, because we could have had fun, huh? But you can come in here and hang out with me anytime. All you got to do is just send me a note and say, U-Turn. You can call me LaVern now. You don't have to call me Miss Vivio unless you just want to. But you can just say, hey, I want to come on the show. I have something I want to share. Because when you're studying, don't you sometimes come across something in the Bible and you're like, man, that's just speaking to my heart.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And you know how God tap on your heart to say something, and then you don't.
You're just like, oh, okay. So what's he tapping on your heart with today?
This is a scripture that I love because it talks about faith and how God will answer your prayer. It is from James chapter 5, 13 to 16. Okay. Is anyone among you troubled? Let them pray. Is anyone happy? Let them sing songs of praise. Is anyone sick? Let them call on the elder of the church to pray over them and anoint them with oil in the name of the Lord. And the prayer.
Stay right on that microphone for me. I'll help you with the book. Okay.
And they offer a prayer. And they offer a prayer in faith will make the sick person well. The Lord will raise them up. If they sin, they will be forgiven. Therefore, confess your sin to each other and pray for each other so you may be healed. The prayer of righteousness person is powerful and effective.
Mm-hmm. I love that. Amen. But because I'll be honest with you, I've heard your story. Power of prayer, man. Has been powerful in your life?
Yes, ma'am.
So what is, when you think about the power of prayer, what comes first to your mind in your own life? Do you have something that just is like the power of prayer? If it had been for the power of prayer, I could not have done that.
When I drowned it.
Yeah, he drowned, guys, and that was one of those things that immediately when people realized what had happened, they were on their knees, man. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
They were not expecting you to survive. Purely the power of prayer.
Yeah.
I think so too. I kind of figured that's what you were going to say, but and I put him on the spot. But in my mind, that story about that accident in the pool, and when they thought you were gone, and the power of prayer, and they heard when they walked in the hospital and they heard you, and they're like, "What?" I mean, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. What you got right there?
You had testimony and said what I about a table I done in my church.
Yes. Yeah. What kind of stuff are you doing in your church?
Okay.
That's the thing I ask him, because I know, knowing how spiritual you are, that you're involved in something specifically ministry driven. So what is it that you're working on?
Okay. I am a volunteer at my church at Pittsburgh Memorial Methodist Church in Elton, Kentucky, and we have a program called Food Day, and we do it the second Tuesday of a full week.
Okay.
And this month we serve 202 families in Todd County. Our church and the other people in the community purchase food from Feeding America, and they deliver on about 20 volunteers together in the morning when they deliver food. We separate the food, we put them in the bag, and then in the afternoon we start giving out food, and they light up.
Okay.
On the street, we take their name. They have to be a Todd County resident, and
so it's a help for people that are struggling to get some food in their pantry. So is this like non-perishable pantry kind of items, like canned goods and things like that? Okay.
And some frozen stuff.
Oh, some frozen stuff. Do you work with Second Harvest on that, maybe? Do you know?
No, ma'am.
Okay, because, we have our benevolent center that does food distribution. And so you guys have then your food assistance facility. So the food comes in, you're saying, y'all sort it, right, in the morning, and then they line up and you then hand it out in the afternoon?
Take their names.
Okay.
And we order around 7,800 pounds of food each month.
7,800. Wow. Okay.
And our church started this program in 2009. When we first started, we only had 50 people.
Oh, wow. That came?
Yeah.
Okay. And now you said in the 70s?
202.
Oh, 200. Oh, I didn't catch that. Wow. So it was 7,800 pounds of food. I heard 70, so 7,800 pounds of food, and now you're serving over 200 families.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that is awesome. And what county is this in Kentucky?
Todd County.
Todd County?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And our church, been starting it since 2009, and my grandmother started this program.
Okay. That's cool. What a legacy. That is very cool.
Linda Rose started it.
Okay. That is very cool.
And when we first started, on one Tuesday, they just signed up for food, and the next Tuesday we hand it out.
Okay, so they register and all that. So,
Yeah.
Okay. So I imagine there are some income levels. It's like you have to, because that's,
Yes, ma'am.
I'd be surprised if Second Harvest isn't where y'all get that food. I wonder. Or do you know for sure? Because, I mean, you know how you say you order 7,800 pounds? Does it come in on a big truck?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It's a Feed America.
It's feeding them. Okay, so I guess it's not Second Harvest then.
Feed America.
Okay.
The person from Feed America said, we need to do it in all one day. So we bagged it up and do it away on the same day now.
Okay. So you get it all ready to go. And you do that, what, did you say twice a month or once a month?
Okay. It's kind of confusing. We do it on the second Tuesday of a full week.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm with you. Okay, so it's the second Tuesday of the month, but if Tuesday falls as the first, you wait until the next week.
No,
you wait until the third.
Of a full week.
I get it. Okay, I get it. Because it's like because that messes me up with my calendar all the time. Because I'll have somebody that comes in on the second Tuesday, but then Tuesday falls on the first sometimes, and then all of a sudden they're coming in the next week, and I've gotten all discombobulated in my head. So it's the second Tuesday of a full week. That's when you have it. So I get it. So very good. We're talking with John Cohea. He is my former student at Greenbrier High School, and he says I was an awesome teacher. So I'm gonna hang on that and claim that. And I've got to get better though. Do you know my husband's teaching now up at Springfield? Had you heard me say that?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
You're fine.
I saw him at the Springfield High School football game.
Oh yeah.
Last Friday night.
Yeah. He is all about that. He's helping coach the middle school in Coopertown because those kids are getting ready to go into Springfield. So the Springfield High School coach hired Mark, my husband, Mr. Vivio, to help coach down at middle school to help get those guys ready to come on up into the high school. So that's my understanding. Now, I may have that completely wrong, but that's the way I understand it. He's a criminal justice teacher. And I could tell he's a better teacher than me because he's organized. And I am not. Can you probably testify to the fact I'm not super organized? Because, I mean, I was kind of scattered. My desk's pretty cluttered, isn't it? When you're in my classroom, you can say it. It's okay. I know it is.
Yes, ma'am.
It's okay. I'm working on it. If I'm going to be out of school, I just take a box and I just get all the junk off my desk. And so when a substitute comes in, it's like, oh, this is the neatest desk I've ever seen. And I'm lying. I'm hiding stuff. I'm just getting all my clutter out of your way. So John Cohea is here again, my former student from Greenbrier. Goodness, Greenbrier High School. And we're just talking about all the things that he has going on. Let's talk a little bit about Greenbrier real quick, about an event. Let me do one of my ads here. Gwen Harder should be popping in here any minute. She's my co-host on Friday, as most of you know. But I want to talk about what we have going on this weekend. Number one, I want to thank at the Veterans Motorplex. Have you ever been to the racetrack?
Yes.
You went there and did the senior thing, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Isn't it a cool place?
Yes, ma'am.
It is fun. Jerry Criswell was in here on Monday this past week. And he sponsors the show when they're in season. Now they go through the end of October. And so we've been talking about him all summer long, but he came in on 9/11's anniversary. Well, traditionally, if Adam Pope is available, I have him come in and sing his song that he wrote about 9/11. It's called I Ain't Over It Yet. And it's powerful. It is just a powerful song. And he's a local guy. And it was so funny because him and Jerry really hit it off. And so Jerry hired Adam and Amy. Adam and Amy Pope are a band that you can hire, and they're amazing. I heard him first before Amy joined the band, and now that they're together, I'm like, why did you ever not have her in the band? Because she's so amazing. But they're just so cute and so wonderful. But they're going to be at Veterans Motorplex before each race, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, or no, Friday, Saturday, midday, and Saturday night. So there's there is a race tonight. There's a race tomorrow, a matinee at noon, and then there's a race tomorrow evening. If you want to get the full schedule, you can go to Highland Rim Speedway, go to their social media page, and you will see that they've got the schedule up there for everything that's happening every single night. It says, here's what we have Saturday. Here's what we have Saturday night. Here's what we have Saturday at the matinee. You can even save a little bit. Come on in, Gwen. You can save a little bit on tickets at the matinee on Saturday. The adult ticket prices are $25 for the adult ticket price for the Saturday matinee, and the gates open at 10 a.m. You're going to have music from 10 to noon, and then the racing is going to start right at noon. Now, they've also got those tracks that are going to be out for the kiddos or for whoever wants to get on the slot car racing, those slot tracks that they have for the remote controls that you can race. So that's going to be a tremendous amount of fun. But again, this is all happening tonight, tomorrow midday, and then Saturday night. Gates open 2 hours prior to the show. So tomorrow midday, they'll open at 10 a.m. Racing will be at noon. Today, they open at, I'm wanting to say, let me look here. I think they open at 4, but they're going to have 5 to 7. They're going to have the music from Adam and Amy Pope, and then the racing will start at 7. And then on Friday or Saturday night, gates will open again at 4. Racing will be between 5 and 7. So that's what you're going to have going on. Just great stuff. Wonderful time. And the real cool thing about the races this weekend, they got the big rigs. So those big tractor trailers are racing. That's going to be crazy. That is going to be so cool to watch. And so I can't wait. I'm going to be popping in and out of there. I'm going to try to bring my grandson maybe tonight for a little bit of it. But we've got a bunch of stuff going on at the camp just up the road from there. But the racetrack is at 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. 6801 Kelly Willis Road in Greenbrier. You can call 615-643-8725, 615-643-8725 if you have any questions. But be there tonight, midday tomorrow evening. Now, the family passes are not good for this weekend. This is a big event. It's expensive to throw, so you've got the only discounts they do have some teacher discounts, some student discounts, and they do give a $10 discount tomorrow for the matinee. So you want to get out there, have a big time, and I love Jerry. He called me and he said, "Why don't you bring all the Ukraine refugees out to the races?" And I called the coordinators, and they're like, well, we'd love to, but they've got so much going on. They've got their schedule pretty set, so we're not going to be able to bring the refugees out, but I'll be popping in and out. And I just thought that was such a gracious thing. I mean, it's like 70 people.
Like us Americans aren't crazy enough already.
Well, there you go. It would be so different, but these are families that they're just trying to reconnect because they're, displaced because of the war, and they're scattered, and they're coming together from other states, and so they just kind of want to be together.
But let's go out and watch semis race.
Yeah. Honestly and truthfully, if we, some of the men might be like, oh yeah, let's go. But I know whenever Natasha and Sasha were here, Sasha speaks no English, but he was just fascinated by everything, and you could see his eyes light up. He was like, oh, that's cool. Well, I was trying to find smoking barns when they were here, because they were here at this time of the year, right before the war, and it was funny. We were just it was fun, but they're interested in the American stuff. But they're doing this is a very spiritual kind of reconnection for them, and I'm so excited to be able to be there today and help them.
Yeah,
I'm just so thrilled to be able to just love on them a little bit today. But anyway, Gwen Harder, Meet John
Hi,
Cohea.
John. How are you?
Hi, Mister.
Yeah, I guess you've heard her before with me.
Yes, ma'am.
She's my Friday co-host. So
I think I just got promoted.
well, you really are. I mean, you are. If I haven't, okay. Gwen's my Friday co-host.
There you go.
How about that? Official. You mean to get you a T-shirt?
No.
Co-host, one street over. She's like fussing at me. She's like, "We gotta have a podcast. We gotta have a podcast."
Yes.
I don't have any time. To have a
Love to do a
podcast.
podcast.
I know. I just don't have any free time. But did you did a little bit of podcasting in the studio, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that was fun. I've still got those recordings, and I had. There's just so much editing that's got to be done.
Yeah,
Because, I just have not had the time, And so I told the students, I said, if we're going to post podcast, you've got to be responsible for recording it, editing it down, and presenting it to me ready to be sent out.
Right.
Because I don't have time to go down and
Yeah.
edit. I just don't. I've
Yeah.
got so much content. Now, that's not to say I won't ever get it done. I may go looking specifically for yours, but especially the seniors that I had.
Yeah.
And there's just, I want to put together a compilation of the students. And I will get time eventually to do that once I learn how everything works. But that
would be cool for them.
yes,
You know,
yes, and
something
we've
for
got
them.
the facility we're setting up. Yeah, you got to come by and see it sometime, and just kind of see what we're doing because we got our news desk in now,
Wow.
and we're putting in a actual control room. So we're just getting it all done. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm taking one of my studio windows because I'm dismantling my studio in my house, and I've got a couple of. Well, I don't need it. It's just, it's taking up room.
True.
It's an office.
Yeah.
But I don't broadcast from there. I've got this 2 miles from my house. Why
Right.
in the world would I broadcast from my house?
This is
anymore?
true. Iliu's got all the
Yeah,
Great-
I just
great
come here and
equipment.
play an ill sandbox,
Yeah.
man. So I just don't have any need to have a studio in my
Right,
house
right.
anymore, and so I'm going to bring that studio window to the school, and we're going to pop in a studio window between the control room. And
Nice.
you don't have to have one because you can use monitors.
Oh,
But I was like,
every
I
radio
thought,
station in the world has one.
Yeah, I mean, look around you.
Yeah, yeah.
There's studio windows in here
Yep.
because they're soundproof. They're double paned. Mm-hmm. They're double paned, and if the really well made ones have even got a little bit of a pitch to them,
Right.
Because it helps the sound. But what you got? You got something else on your mind there? What else did you? Something else you volunteer with? Because you told me about the food thing. So did you have something else you wanted to share?
Yes, it happening tomorrow too.
Oh, so everything's happening this weekend. What's happening?
John's got an easy weekend.
Yeah. So
So I have been involved raising money for a dear friend, Aaron Earhart, who's going through cancer.
okay. So cancer fundraiser. Okay.
I have been selling tickets for the barbecue benefit and t-shirts.
Okay.
Tomorrow, September 16th, Mount Dixon Church
Okay.
on Highway 161 will be having a church and community wide yard sale.
Okay. So the big yard sale, and it's all going to benefit them. Okay.
And all the proceeds will go to Erin with her cancer journey.
Okay.
And they also have free lunch from 11:30 to 1:30. And again, this shelter at Mount Dixon Church at 4558 Highway 161 Springfield.
Okay. So that's here in Springfield.
That sounds like a fair trade.
Yeah.
Go spend some money and get a free lunch.
Okay. Well, and you said you're selling tickets to it though.
No.
Oh, I thought you said.
I did sell barbecue tickets.
Okay. Okay. So, and then and you said there's t-shirts you can buy?
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's cool. And I mean, and you figure anytime a community yard sale is always fun, because you find
Because
all
you
kinds
never know what you're going to
of-
find.
you never know what you're going to find.
Yeah.
With a community yard sale. Uh-oh, Bill Jones is in the house. Look at what he's got. His book. Oh, man, you can't do that. Come on, look at you. I'm so proud of you. Look at this. Bill Jones. Okay, so
He's
Lacey
got
View,
just a minute.
You can come in here and say hi.
Oh, Oh, that's okay. I got on
Well, this is what we call a radio bomb. This has been that Lacey Bew. She messaged me last night. She said, "I need a few minutes next week, and if not, I'm going to radio bomb you." Bill just did it. Bill just radio bombed us. You're awesome.
I got you.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
How to Study the Bible and Understand It by Bill Jones. We talked about this on Wednesday.
No, by William B. Jones.
William B. Jones. Yes, William B. Jones. And we were talking, what a beautiful job. The Keenan Group printed these for him. I love it. That's very well done, Debbie and Bob. Oh my gosh, I love them.
Nice.
And that is beautiful. I'm so excited. Well, I've been fussing him. He's got to write and print some things because, we're all, and me too, because we're all getting older and we want to, of course you can do it digitally, but you know what? What if it gets to where you don't have the digital files? And
I know.
What if your kids don't take care of your digital files?
Mm-hmm.
And we take that for granted, but that's wonderful. Because I have a website and I have a lot of digital files on my website, but after I'm gone, if they don't pay the bill for my website, it going away. And I could set up something free maybe. Maybe I need to look into that.
There you go.
See if I can't set something up free that's just always there.
Yeah.
But I have a website that, I see GoDaddy pull money out of my account. I'm like, well, there it goes. That's got more expensive this year. But anyway, and that's one thing. Just to kind of jump down a rabbit trail, we're going to have the kids build a free web page. See if we can stand that up, people can see it. A free web page so they can archive some of their stuff. So I guess I need to do that too.
Yeah.
Oh.
When was he in with this? Wednesday.
Wednesday.
So do the Wednesday show. And
if you go back and listen to the Wednesday show, you'll hear all about it. Because he has got so much good stuff. He's like me. He's just digging constantly.
Well, it's fun to have a friend who is able to dig like that and borrow from their experience to be able to look through that, and then you can go back and look at it yourself. So
I love it. Well, that's really well done. So he knew, he was hoping that they would be in today, and so I love that he did a little radio.
He's
bomb
probably
there.
he's probably
Instead of
excited.
a photo bomb, a radio bomb. And it's so funny that Lacey actually sent me that very late last night, and so I sent her a very early text this morning because it's like I was up 4:30 and I texted her back, and then I realized I was like, "Ooh, it's kind of early." And so, but I sent it anyway, and it was hysterical, but it's so funny. And and Barbara Willis is putting up all about the stuff that's going on with foreign exchange programs. We've got a foreign exchange student in one of my classes right now, and she is precious. And
From where?
Indonesia.
Oh, nice.
And I think that's right. I think that's right. I think it's Indonesia, but. She's just precious. And I was telling the kids the other day as I was introducing her, I said, there's all kinds of scholarships available if one of you want to go and be in a foreign exchange program. Just cool stuff that they can do.
Yep.
I wish, man, I'd have been all over that.
Oh, I know.
When I was a kid, if I could have done that. She spent time in Japan. Yeah.
Not as a foreign exchange student, but
might as well have been.
But I was a student.
How many years were you there?
3. First, second, and third grade.
That's so cool.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Do you still have real vivid memories?
Oh, extreme! I can tell you, I could sit down and draw the house we lived in. I've gone back to Google and found where we lived. It's totally different from what I remember. So,
but
so do you, John? Do you travel?
So
Yeah, where have you been?
Canada.
Really?
Canada?
Cool.
What did you do in Canada?
There's probably a story attached.
We got detained.
Hold it. You got detained.
Yes.
Why?
My daddy had a gun carrying permit.
Oh. He just had a permit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they had to detain him.
Oh my gosh. What happened? Your dad's going, John. He's got to tell it now, y'all.
Okay. We pulled up at the Canada border on a bridge. And we handed all our birth certificates and my daddy red light. And so then when they scanned my dad
Passport.
His license?
his license,
Yeah.
it would have been no. and this yellow ball came down, and they said, go to this building across the street, and we are going to shoot the car. And so we pulled over there, and Uncle Danny, he was in there.
Uncle Danny from yesterday.
Uncle Danny was in the other car with their passports.
Okay.
So they went right on through Canada. But when we pulled up in that building, about 15 police officers came out, and they said, get out of the car. And I said,
Can you imagine?
And we said, and my mama got me out because I had my braces off. And after that, we went to customs and prove that we were U.S. citizens.
So you've not only traveled,
word.
you've had travel experiences.
Yeah.
Hysterical. So,
And then after we got through all of that, then we got lost. Getting back in the U.S. fridge.
okay, so did you end up getting to go into Canada? Or did they turn you around?
We went in, just us, and head out.
So you went in and they made you leave?
No, we went in, we looked around, and
Okay, so
back.
you did get to, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, see, now that's so funny because we did that the first time we went into Canada. Because, my husband's from just right there. He's like right across the border up in the Upper Peninsula. And so we were like, we need to go into Canada one day. So we had driven across the UP and right there at Sault Ste. Marie, and we were going to go in. And
Is there a bridge or a ferry?
I think there's a bridge.
bridge,
I
yeah.
can't remember. But so we go into Canada because we wanted to go to Wendy's and get something with French on it. Because, it was like right there in the French area. So we went to Wendy's and the menu was in French and it was like, oh, look at that. The kids were little.
Yeah.
Right? Well, then when we come back, this is prior to when you had to have a passport.
Right,
This
yeah.
is when they were little. And so we're coming back. Kind of the same thing. The American Border Patroller's like, how do we know these are your kids? And I'm like, because they're my kids.
They're in my-
Where are their birth certificates? And we got yelled at. We didn't get detained, but we got yelled at. And so we immediately, when we got home, applied for passports for everybody.
Right.
Because we wanted to go across to Canada some, and we've gone to Canada several times. We went skiing up there one time, and so I love Canada. It's beautiful, but yeah, you don't want to get detained.
Well, you would think that, it's Canada, it's right there.
No.
What's the big deal? But no.
because we all have guns,
I guess.
and they don't want them.
No.
My husband tells
Your dad's gonna get you. That's hysterical.
grew up in Port Huron, so he was right across from
Yeah.
Sardinia. And they used to go across the bridge all the time.
Yeah.
And one afternoon they were going over there for lunch, and the Border Patrol asked, "Do you have anything to declare?" As they were coming home, and they said, "Yeah, just our son in the back seat." Wrong answer.
Oh no. It's like,
Wrong answer.
oh, don't be joking.
Yeah.
Border Patrol.
No, we don't.
This part is funny. Like, we got to train, and my aunt and uncle got straight on through.
Right.
And when they got to the American side of Canada, they got questioned.
They got questioned.
Yeah.
Is it because he's from Brazil?
No, they thought they had kidnapped their daughter.
And so when they're coming back in from Canada into America.
Yeah.
Well, see, that was the same thing with us with the kids. That's
Right.
hysterical. Oh, what happened there?
And
He's telling all the family secrets, y'all.
she was asleep, so her brother had to wake her up, and he had to tell them that it really was her.
Yeah, that's our daughter.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so Because, well, what happened? When they went in, did they not realize she was in the car? And when they came back out, then all of a sudden there's like another kid in there?
No.
Okay.
Interesting. My aunts were so mad at us. They thought we left them in Canada.
Oh, my goodness.
And we were in a building across the street.
Like, where did they go? They just left us high and dry in Canada. Oh, my God.
So before cell phones.
That's so funny.
No. We had cell phones.
Okay, so you just need to text each other and say, "Hey, here we are."
No, because we had to pay money,
Because of the Roman fees.
Yeah. But we finally got some money to pay.
Oh, that is so funny. Oh, my gosh.
See, that's the joy of traveling.
Yeah.
Good stories to tell.
Great stories. I actually have, I write this little series called The Po-Billy Boys. It's about my kids when they were little. They're Polish hillbillies is what the joke is. And I've got a book that I haven't written this. I've written 8 of them, and I haven't done anything with them. I'm going to republish them, but I've got one called An International Road Trip. And it takes place, and it's a true story. And those, because I mean, it started with the car carrier thing on top of our car coming off.
Oh, Lord.
Flying off.
Yeah.
And then we went into this little German town, so we're in Germany, and then we go up into Canada, that trip, and then we're over in Norway, which is a real city in the UP. It's not Norway the country, Norway the city.
Yeah.
And it's called International Road Trip, and it's like the events that happened along the way, because it was that trip that everything went crazy. I mean, it was just one of those crazy. It's all true, you know. And we get across the. This is when we went across the Canadian border, and they come back in. And it was like, who's you know, and it was just crazy.
They're in my car. Who do you think they are?
Well, and I think that was actually the same year too. We ended up in Norway for 4th of July.
Norway, Michigan
for 4th of July. And I got to tell you, small town America, we go crazy whenever 4th of July comes. And I know probably around here as well. I'm usually holed up on my farm. But up in Norway, Michigan, they have all kinds of laws about fireworks. Oh, everybody just turns the other way, and they just shooting them everywhere. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's mayhem. And they have the very traditional 4th of July parade with all the great big giant horses pulling the carriage. It's just amazing. And so that, I think, is the ending. I've got it all sketched out, but I haven't done it. I got to do a break. I knew this would be a fun day. It was so much fun talking with John Cohea, one of my former students at Greenbrier High School, and he is now a student at Vol State. My friend Gwen Harder, my co-host on Friday. Actually, she's like, well,
she's made it official.
Finally, my co-host on Friday, and then me. I'm Utah LaVern, and we just talk about the things going on in our community. There's a lot going on. We've covered a lot of it, but we need to cover our final sponsor for the morning, and that's Corbin Creek Greenhouse Gifts and Gardening Center. Love talking about the Corbins. They are so much fun. I don't think they have any kind of a special event this weekend, but just the fact they're going to be there. And they want to invite you out. They have got everything that you need for fall. They have got, of course, your mums. If you want to come out and get some beautiful mums, they had 5 colors when they started. You know they're going to sell out quick, though. They've got their annuals on sale. And right now is a beautiful time. Plug in some annuals that are still, because she takes really good care of them. You can plug those into your pots because you didn't take care of them. And you're going to have beautiful color and until we get into frost. And if you cover them, it can go, on into the fall months if you'll take care of them. She's featuring right now these foxtail ferns that are just so beautiful and easy to grow. And they have a few left this season. I'm curious about these foxtail ferns. I'm wondering if these are perennials. That would be a question for you, because boy, if that's a perennial, I kind of think I want some, Amy, just to be honest with you. But perennials, great time of the year to put perennials in the ground, because then they're going to come back and be beautiful for you in the spring. And the thing about perennials, if you put them in the ground in the summer and they get too dry, they're not going to come back because you killed them. But right now, it's a little bit cooler, and they'll have a little bit better shot with a little bit less water. Really good time to put perennials in the ground. I cannot say enough. That's kind of when I try to focus on them. And you'll just be amazed at how well they'll do. They'll get that root start, and they'll just do fabulous. Get by there and see them. They've adjusted their hours a little bit. They've cut the hours back as it gets a little cooler. They're open now 10 to 4 Monday through Saturday, and then they're open 1 to 4 on Sunday. 10 to 4 Monday through Saturday, 1 to 4 on Sunday. I'm not sure if they're participating in the fall market that will happen in October. They're going to have 2 farmers market fall dates. I'm pretty sure they are. But now the summer farmers market, of course, has ended. We're in fair mode now out at the fair. I don't know if you've been out there, but the fair kicks up on Tuesday. Trent Cobb is going to be in here on Monday and going to talk all about that. But Corbin Creek, they're just involved in everything around the community. We love them. Go in and love on them and thank them for sponsoring this program. Go and check out the store. Get some handmade items by Miss Jane. Get you some CBD products that are just fabulous. I love them so much. It helps me with my arthritis. All the things that you need, you're going to find them at Corbin Creek Greenhouse, 4920 Highway 161 in Springfield, 4920 Highway 161. Call them at 615-384-3185, 615-384-3185. 185. Always let them know that U-Turn sent you. Talking with my former student, John Cohea, and my co-host on Friday, Gwen Harder. I'm going to get you a t-shirt. Totally. Gonna do it.
I'll wear it too.
Mary Rainey, Paul, tell Mary I need a t-shirt.
I'll wear it
One
too.
street over co-host with Gwen. We're going to have to figure that out.
Do you know that Miss Amy and Miss Jane Corbin are my cousins?
Yes, I do. That's why I'm saying you're related to everybody.
He's got a connection at the greenhouse.
That's right. Aren't they great out there? Don't you love it?
Yeah.
I love it out there.
We always have our family reunion at the greenhouse.
Dude,
Nice.
how cool.
We just had our family reunion last Sunday afternoon out there.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I love greenhouses. My mom, because she just loves plants and doing all that stuff, and she would take us to the greenhouse all the time as kids. And that smell, there's just certain smells in my mind that just take me back to my childhood. And walking in a greenhouse just takes me back to my childhood.
Earthy and
oh my gosh, it's just a unique smell. Now, the same thing can be, I don't know if you have mimosa trees. The reason why I have so many mimosa trees is we had one that sat on the edge of the cornfield when I was a kid, and I'd climb up in that mimosa tree and look out across the field, watch my daddy doing planting, picking, cutting, doing whatever he was doing. Yeah. And that smell is another one for me, greenhouses. And I don't know, I haven't found a corn dryer around that. If you've never been around a farm that dries the corn, because you take the corn in, you want to get the moisture out.
Yeah.
We have a corn dryer at where you put it in through the auger, and it's a fire, and it dries it and puts it into the storage. And I'm telling you, if you've not ever been around a farm where they have a corn dryer, coolest smell ever.
Yeah.
And now they have these little pink holes that go everywhere. But
Right.
It's fun. It's just one of
Mine was orange blossoms.
orange blossoms.
I grew up in Orlando.
Okay.
In Orlando.
After you got back from Japan.
Yeah.
So what's a smell of your childhood that you just kind of takes you back to your childhood, like you're that old, but you are an adult now? Do you think of anything?
Not really.
Do you have a green thumb?
Do you like to?
Can you grow stuff?
Grow stuff.
Yeah.
You're probably still too young to have that memory from your childhood, but you get older and it'll be the smell of some certain things cooking.
Yeah.
That'll remind you of grandparents or your parents or something. There'll be something, but you're really probably too young to really realize that now. It may take you on into your 30s or so before you go, oh yeah. I need to ask my kids because they're, I've got my twins are in their 30s. My other two are approaching their 30s. So, and they've got that yet.
And they've got kids of their own. So.
Yeah, well, one does and one's about to.
Yep.
So, any parting thoughts, John, before we wrap it up? We're coming up here to the end here.
No.
So, will you come back and talk to me again?
Whenever you need somebody,
Just message you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll definitely do it. And I want to remind you, if you have something spiritually that you want to share, you're like, man, this is, because God, the Holy Spirit, boy, he'll get a hold of you, right?
Yes, he does.
Believe it. And so when you have that, not if, but when you have that and you want to do something, you message me, and maybe we'll just do 30 minutes. I may not have an hour, but if I only have a 30-minute slot, if your folks are willing, to
chauffeur you.
'Cause I'm guessing your dad's here now. Your mom dropped you off, and your dad will be here now. So, but do you have anything you want to say before we finish up?
It's the Feast of Trumpets this weekend, so I'm all excited.
Oh, how fun! What does that mean?
Happy
for
New
you?
Year.
What does that mean for?
It is.
She worships in a messianic
Hebraic,
and Hebraic
Torah observant.
Okay, so explain what that means.
It's the start of the new year.
Okay, really?
Yeah, the Feast of Trumpets. Our new year starts, and then it's gearing up the 10 days of awe.
Okay.
To Yom Kippur.
Okay.
Which is the Day of Atonement.
Now, y'all are Jesus followers.
Oh yeah.
Observe,
Oh yes.
yes.
We follow the Hebrew festivals.
Okay, so that's different than messianic. Is it or is it
Well,
not?
usually Jewish are messianic because they've accepted.
Since you're not Jewish.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'll tease my sister-in-law who is 40% Jewish because she's adopted. And she
Lucky
gave
her.
I know.
Lucky
I
her.
know. I'm so jealous. When they told me that, I'm like, oh, no way.
But we're adopted in too.
Yeah,
so.
I know, but it's so funny. All of her son's friends come up to her and go shalom. Because they're like, you're Jewish. That's so cool. That's so cool.
I just set off my DNA.
You did. So you don't know, you haven't gotten it in?
No.
Okay, that's the next time you need to come
There
in.
you
We need to
go.
know what your background is.
No worries.
That's the next show, John. We're gonna come in. Maybe you've got some Jewish blood in you.
Yeah. Find out what you're made of.
Okay.
What do you think? What does your family think it is?
I really don't know. I do a lot of Ancestry.com.
Yeah. Okay. See, we all thought that we had some Native American in us. Not according to my DNA. My DNA is Irish, surprise, and English and
There you go.
Scottish. I mean, just that little group. And that's where we hail from. We're like right there.
Yep.
And so, but we've been here for.
Which means you probably have Viking blood somewhere in you.
Yeah. And my
We've
husband-
done research, and anybody from
really.
England, if you go back far enough,
Okay.
you're gonna have Norway and.
Well, we could do a whole show with this.
I know.
Because it's 8 o'clock. It's 8:01. I know, ILU. It's time to go. All the things going on. Go to the play with Robertson County Players and Innovation Academy. You've got Autumn in the Briar happening tomorrow. You've got the tennis pickleball opening over at Summer Crest Tennis Club in Ridgetop. You've got Veterans Motorplex, big 2-day event. Racing tonight. Semi-trucks racing tonight, midday tomorrow, and then Saturday night. Is there anything else? I think that's
The yard sale.
the big yard sale happening. And which church is that tomorrow?
Mount Denson Church.
Mount Denson Church.
On 161.
And what's the hours?
From 8 to 3 and free lunch from 11:30 to 1.
Go do it, guys.
There you go.
Good stuff happening this weekend. Absolutely no reason for you to do anything else. And yes, they are starting up on Tuesday, and we're going to have perfect weather for it. Trent Cobb will be here on Monday to tell us all about it. Thank you for joining us. This is 1100 WSGI. Please go and worship. Find a body of believers you can be a part of and live the kingdom on earth.
Amen.
Yes.
I said goodbye to my chains when I said hello to your perfect love. I turned my head from my shame when I looked upon the face of love, giving me a reason, giving life a meaning.